Ricky is flying into this one. Hi everyone, it's SK95. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles. Last time, we finished off the last bit of side questing in Frontier Village. Finally completing that and ending that off entirely. This time though, to finally be closer and closer to getting to the finale. First things first, that dragon. I'm going to talk about a few things I'm going to talk about. First and foremost, that dragon is the only dragon enemy in the game that can give you access to the Leonized series of weapons. I am not joking, the equipment pieces for this one are a case, and it's one of the few ones that do. Another thing about this dang dragon is it's the only one capable of dropping the Leonized arms. Now, you're probably wondering, wait, you can get them in a shop in Colony 6, right? You can get non-slotted ones. These guys actually have slots. So if you get the slotted ones of these guys, yeah, you're going to have a much easier time. I'm going to talk about how Ricky's Yoink works. You can only get these easily by Yoink. By Yoink's proximity of getting an item. If Ricky says, Ricky, find item, that means a wood category item. If he says, Ricky, take rare item, that's a silver category item. And if he gets, ooh, shiny thing, rare thing or shiny thing, he took the gold chest item. This guy does not have a gold chest. He's permanently always silver. You can technically get gold chest items from this guy no matter what though, with Yoink. So there is a strategy involved that can actually give you the most results for this. First things first, you want to equip Ricky with haste and talent boost. Both of these are really helpful to allow Ricky to actually do it. At best, it actually speeds up the process. Double attack may help in theory, but haste is a lot better to get more auto attacks going. Now, you want to have this team set up because Shulk has the higher chance of causing a vision. As well as the fact that Shulk and Ryan are the best ones to keep this guy down, especially if you want to knock them down completely for a while. So I'm going to do off-screen grinding on that item because I'm going to need those Leonized arms for something important. So, be right back after I do some grinding.
Later.
So, you're probably all wondering, why am I running now? Well, funny story. I bullied that thing so much, it is literally incapable of doing anything to me now, and I've gotten so much stuff from this thing. I got endless rifles, I got 4 of them out of this stupid fight, and I got some wyvern cutlass. They're both really good slotted weapons. The thing it drops crystal-wise is pretty terrible, though. The Ever Flames, however, is needed for that side quest. I'm going to be doing this again because I didn't get a single Leonized item. The Leonized items in particular are what I want the most, and Ricky being in the lead helps it a lot more. This also gave the opportunity for Ricky and Ryan's affinity to reach White Affinity. That's actually pretty good for me. Especially given the fact that I want to give Ricky some extra way of healing. Actually, double attack chance. That's actually perfect for Ricky. Especially given the fact I'm just trying to spam this. If you have a 3-slot weapon for Ricky, it's actually a lot easier to keep this up. By the way, a recommendation to speed up the process is if you have a weapon with Talent Boost. Talent Boost decreases your auto attacks power in exchange for increasing the talent gauge by 10. This means instead of 6 hits or 7 hits, this takes a grand total of at least 5 in order to force it to make the talent gauge maximum. It's far more useful than you think. So I recommend doing this only if you need to grind up on an item. Particularly this strategy works very well against any other monster as well. Alright, that took a while, like an hour, but I finally managed to get at least 1 drop of the Leonized arms. The arms in question are right here. As you can tell, they have the highest physical defense of the game, in a slot. The strategy I usually use is simply have Ricky have max chance of double attack as well as some debuff resist, because that unique monster, by the way, can also do instant death with its Fatal Crunch. It has other attacks, but the other 2 attacks are nowhere near as problematic as the other ones. In fact, I'm just going to take care of it now because I've finally got at least 1 copy of the dang arms. Outright speaking, you cannot get a gold chest from this dragon in particular. Demon King Dragonia does not drop a gold chest, so you have to get silver. On occasion, you can get crystals, and crystals like these are Blaze Plus and Blaze Attack. They suck outright. So, yeah, let's just go and continue on and finish this nonsense wall. I'm tired of this. I've pretty much given up all hope of getting any more Leonized arms. Getting 1 is at least beneficial to me. There's other enemies in the game that can drop other Leonized parts, but it's just annoying. As you can plainly tell, I've maxed out my level again this time because of the nonsense. Ricky basically kept stealing item every single time, and every time he stole anything else. He kept stealing everything but a glass city item. This thing is not exactly easy normally if you fight it. The first time I actually fight this thing, was in original Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. I had fought it when I was 7 levels below it. Yeah, as you can imagine, I was an idiot. I did manage to get away with beating it for ironic sake. Alright, Crush again is what I was talking about. It has a daze ability if you manage to get blowdown. However, if you can give someone blowdown resistance with Dumbman's skill, they don't get dazed at all. That's actually really good. Burning Justice is a second other art, which can cause a lot of ether damage. It's just a lot of ether burn damage. And its burn damage outright is pretty weak. Although I don't know why Shulk's AI is not deciding, oh hey, I'm going to keep doing that. But Shulk's just not exactly smart on the AI. Too close. That was way too close, Ricky. That was way too close. Now, I'm just doing auto attacks because I'm showing off the strategy. If you don't want them attacked, you can just say, come to me. You don't have to let them attack if you don't want to. This actually speeds the process if you don't let them attack. Because accidentally, you might actually kill this thing. And as you can tell, it's doing a air crush again on Ryan, and this time it has a vision, which means I can actually negate the vision by just using a chain attack and knocking it down. Shulk's AI is too particular in being stupid because he likes using dang mana Buster all the time. I know, it's very annoying that Shulk's AI just keeps going for Buster, and it sucks nonetheless. And he used speed again, even though Ryan is getting hit by a Talon. Good job. Pistol, Slit Edge. I'm just gonna keep doing this because I want to bum rush this out because I'm done with this fight. Honestly, I just can't do this anymore. It's more or less the case of when I did this yesterday, trying to get this fight done and trying to get the item, but every single time I kept failing. And eventually I did get it, but I realized that was when the video got way too long, so I had to give up on the video, and this is a re-recording of it. Because I had to separate it down because, well, of course, I had to do the Naftir Village side quest and max out the affinity chart. It sucked. Thankfully, though, this is not as bad as I had hoped, so I can actually get this done quickly. Why am I getting so many of this? There you go. I questioned it, and it finally stopped. I couldn't do anything else with that, given the fact that Ricky doesn't exactly have as many red arts. The way I'm setting him up is just less red arts, because I'm trying to make sure I actually keep his attack powers going. As you can tell, Ricky's AI just keeps going for AP, and AP stealing is just something that just happens a lot more frequently. This thing's gonna die now anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. There you go. With this actually finished, you can actually get 100% and good and fixed on the dang colony finally. This is the reason it couldn't be finished. Another Demonic Everflame. See, as you can tell, I've maxed out the Demonic Everflames. I don't need any more. Let's see what the Silver Chest grabs me. I think it's just going to give me more crystals nonsense. Sun Staff and Endless Rifle. Can't use either. I, in fact, got a lot of Sun Staffs and Endless Rifles, and it was pretty funny, honestly. The Wyvern Cutlass in particular is actually really good for Dumban, as well as the fact you can actually get atomic drivers from this thing. The atomic drivers you can get from the gold variation has 3 slots. This one has 2. There are other ways to get atomic driver in the game, but this is just one of them. The Sun Staff in particular is actually something I'd recommend for Melia players who want to play with Melia, given the fact that, as you can tell, it gives her crit rate, block rate, and defense, and also better accuracy for auto-attacking. In fact, I'm going to do it just because I want to make sure Melia can actually keep doing your auto-attacks. Since I can't exactly do much, I'm going to go for items I'm going to need to go after. I'm going to take care of the last bit of things we need to do in order to complete everything. So, as you imagine, this is a long process. Thankfully, though, it's not that bad, all things considered. It's just a matter of getting everything done. We can do Topple Plus, which gives her great ideas for Starlight Kick. It's actually very useful for that. Let's do a Art Stealth to decrease her aggro. And then finally, I'm going to go with a 50% debuff resist. Charlotte also got something from that. It's a Satellite Shot. Satellite Shot's pretty much the best weapon she can get from the game. It really gives her a lot of Aether defense, and it also gives her some block rate as well as some crit rate. It's lower than the one she had before, but it gets the job done nonetheless. The Satellite Shot we got actually has more crit rate and less of them. Technically speaking, Satellite Shots can just do that, but Satellite Shot's worse than the Endless Rifle. As you can tell, a lot more damage. I'm probably not going to equip it because I really don't worry about Charlotte's equipment set that much, so yeah. Also, by the way, during the whole fight process, Ryan and Ricky reached max affinity, which is actually pretty good given the fact that their affinity at first was actually green. For the whole process, it was green, now it's back to maximum. There are better ways to do it, but we'll get into that when we get into that. We got the demonic Everflame. There's one more item we need to go after for the dang creation of the last Monado. You need to go to Magna Forest and head all the way to the village entrance. Let's switch on the party again because I don't need Ricky in the party anymore given the fact that I don't need him anymore. Actually, I'm going to put Dumben in the last slot and make Fiora go because Ryan has had enough time in the Shine for a lifetime. The enemy you have to go after for the last Monado is a... Good job, Fiora. You fell to the ground. A Mammoth. The Mammoths actually have the item you're looking for the Mammoth Horns. They are the only ones that drop it. No other enemy in the game drops it. So you might as well hit them when you can. So if you want to stop Dumben, by the way, if you want him to stop doing his bread and butter for the Gale Slash and Ultra Gutbuster nonsense, you can do that by just getting rid of the arts and then he'll just focus on Skill Strike. Which does speed up the process of topple locking. Topple locking is a big strategy in this game that is really too good, and I would recommend getting it if you can do it. So yeah, pretty much this is the bread and butter you need to go after whenever you're doing damage. There are enemies in this area you want to go after. You want to make sure your equipment select is maximized, especially if sets where you want to make sure you don't take any debuffs. There's also one in particular that's unbeatable. But the Mammoths are not the ones in question. They drop terrain defense and other nonsense like that. Not exactly two useful items nonetheless. There you go. Unfortunately, I dropped the bronze chest. They can drop that, and that's giving me fossilized bone, which sucks. I forgot to switch around Dumban. The Wyvern Cutlass is what I want to equip to him. Let's just re-equip him with everything I had before because I forgot. Double attack, double attack. And then weapon power because it's pretty much very good. I'm getting rid of the experience up because I don't need it on Dumban anymore. There we go. That fixes the issue. Now it maximizes the dang strength. I gotta go through a different Mammoth because apparently the other one didn't drop it, and I need to at least get at least one of them. You can technically go through the big Chronicles now if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it because they're not worth the effort going after. By the way, yeah, if they get too close to each other, yeah, you're gonna be forced to be fighting both of them at once. It's annoying, but not too bad at your level now. I'm going to lower my level down to level 80 as soon as before we go to the final boss, just because it's something I need to do. So I'll cut ahead until I get the item, because this is going to be a long process. Stop it. There you go. That took a while to get it. That was annoying. They actually dropped the Empire Pike, but the Gracely Helm is pretty much a more powerful weapon armor set, but I don't recommend it, honestly. There is a Dinosaurus you want to go after. Big warning, if you don't have topple resist at maximum, I don't recommend fighting it. Because the Dinosaurus in particular has a topple spike. Yeah, that one in particular, unique monster has a one. It's one of the few enemies that does, and I would recommend getting it. Days resist, I don't know why I still have that on Shulk. I'm gonna give him topple resist, because I think I have some topple resist gems. There we go. Now, Shulk will not take topple resist. Doubled, good. Don't need this anymore. I'm going to get rid of it in a... Ninja Tension. Nope. Fiora, unfortunately, can't stop that because Fiora's stuck with whatever gear she gets because she, unfortunately, is a case of where she has a lot of unique equipment, but she can't get rid of it. There are gear that lowers it, but at the same time, it loses out on special gear that you can get from them. If you want my advice, you can if you want to. I don't recommend it, just because. So, Shade Glasses, Rodine Cap. Honestly speaking, I'm going to get rid of the Shade Glasses because they don't do anymore. Let's see, where is another Topple Resist? There are enemies that drop Topple Resist gems, but they're not easy to find. At least I don't remember off the top of my head. The Dinosaurus in particular actually drops the debuff resist gem I was talking about. However, in order to get maximum debuff resist agility to do it, you're gonna need to separate them because the debuff gems that they get from the enemies drop 2. In order to do this, there's a strategy involved. I'll get it as soon as I get a silver chest that can actually show off the strategy. You need to have at least 2 gems. Experience does nothing for me anymore, so yeah, I can actually max out and do this. The Magnificent Delegates in particular has a topple resist, potentially, or a debuff resist. The topple resist is what you need to fight this thing, otherwise you're going to take a lot of heavy hits. At least Shulk needs to have max topple resist, otherwise you're going to be hit by the topple and it's going to be annoying. Hold everyone back so that way they don't get hit by the topple, and then you'll be fine to hit this thing around a lot. As you can tell though, it's a big enemy and it's a pain. Alright, there we go. Now you want to knock it down in a topple, because otherwise this thing's going to be a pain in the neck to deal with, and you're not going to be able to deal with it if you don't. Smack. There we go. I'm going to increase the topple duration with another Cyclone, which will actually increase it. There we go. And now I can actually keep this going. I'm going to use the Spear Blade because I can't go for break. Different arts because Dumbband does not have a yellow art, and his yellow art sucks given the fact it's Thunder, and Thunder only hits from behind. There you go, half HP. Ironically enough, even though they're called Dinosaurus, this thing has nothing resembling to a Dinos compared to the other Dinos in the game, given the fact that Dinos actually have 2 heads and the Dinosaurus only has 1. Oh, it's getting back up. There's the top wall I was expecting. Can you? Oh my god, game. I think it's still broken. The fact I got away with that is stupid. Save Dumbband. Finally, Dumbband does his job. There we go. As you can tell, it's a pain in the neck. There's also something about it. It has a level 10 art that does instant death. No, I'm not kidding. Well, I can't use that. Ashura Helmet from Ashura. Dang it, I didn't want any of that. I'll leave it back until I get 1 drop. God dang it, why do you keep doing that to me? Former Spear is useless now. The rare Source Crystals have a chance to debuff resist. That's what I wanted to go after. I need at least 1 of them at best, because technically speaking, you don't have to go for 2. Also, Furo got access to the chant attack damage increase with Shulk. That's actually really good. And unfortunately, the big unique monster didn't spawn back in again. Alright, I'm gonna keep doing this again. Because it's just taunting me at this point. Now, technically speaking, you don't need to get all that. I'll explain. Technically speaking, you need to separate it just to 1 by itself. You can technically just confirm like 2 random ones and then just do that. Then you want to do a cylinder. The order to get cylinders, you need to go with Charlotte and Ricky. Ricky has the best Gentle Flame, Terrible, and Strong and Medium Flames. If you have more affinity of other characters, though, this might backfire horribly. So, let's just do this and hope it'll work. That's not good. There we go. You get more cylinders. Okay, looks like they gave me Blaze Attack, which I don't care about too much. Cylinders 3, that's actually pretty good. Alright, Gentle Flame, there we go. I got cylinders for each one of these. And I actually have cylinders that are separate from them, so I can actually deal debuff resist by itself and not have to worry about the gem being annoying. Technically speaking, if you want to separate gems, you can do that like that, and it's very easy. I would warn you, though, that it's just very risky to do so, given the fact that the gem in question is going to get pain. Now let's get a actual decent gem created by just getting a lot of strength up, aggro up, and weapon power, given the fact that strength up is really good. If I can get 300% sync up, this would be great. There you go. Reaching 300% cuts it in 2 and gives you maximum. So, yeah. Really good to get 100% strength, and that speeds the process of needing strength gems. Getting multiple copies of this actually speeds this up entirely. Although, I warn you, though, that agility up is what you really want more often than not. And it's not easy to get agility up gems, given the fact that you can only find them in Colony 6 now. You can go to any area that has a green crystal area mine, but that's pretty much the only area you can go to in order to get it. There are several of them near Colony 6 that can do it. One is by the dang drainage. The other is outright inside the mine itself, far enough in to actually get it. Thankfully, though, it's not too bad, all things considered. There we go. It spawned back in again. Alright, I'm gonna go back to after the dinosaurs to get some debuff resist gems because they are way too useful not to go after even in casual playthroughs. Because debuff resist is just too good. Heal bullet, that's good, but I don't want Rodine cap. I didn't get a single dang gem from this thing. There is a closer Dinosaurus off memory, if memory serves it correctly. There is one over here by the area where the Breezy Zelios is. A warning about this one, if you're going after the Breezy Zelios before going past this point in the game, you are going to get attacked by a level 98 monster that will kill you instantaneously. I am not joking. These things do walk slow, but they travel in a set path, so be very careful about Dinosaurs. I'll see you all when I'm done with this Dinosaurus, because I think this one has better odds of me getting a stinking gem for once. I can't even get the unique monster to drop one. In case anyone asks, why didn't I just do the finale early on? 1. I like having everything complete before the final boss. 2. If that can't mess with my levels, then I have no choice but to just exit the and just do the finale and outright. That's what happens most of the time for me. Especially games like this, which actually has an expert mode where you can lower your level. The expert mode was introduced in Xenoblade 2 in order to increase the bouts needed in case you need to lower your level again. Only in New Game Plus, though, unfortunately, from what I understand.
Okay, let's get on with it. Hope this works. Amazing. Hope this works. Not bad. How about trying this? Hope this works.
Allow me to help.
Hope this works. Amazing. Allow me to help. Hope this works. Not bad. This is tricky. This is tricky. Not bad.
Here's how it's done.
This is tricky. Not bad. Hope this works.
Amazing. We make it.
So with that, I didn't have the mic unmuted, but we're finally gonna have cylinders that are by itself for once. Let's do the unbeatable one first because it's easiest to show off the strategy. Let's get Ryan and Shulk together. This is the best one for Great Flames. Let's see how much I can get for unbeatable. If I can get 300%, that's guaranteed 2 at maximum.
I got it.
There you go. 300% is what you want to get. This actually causes it to break and actually split into new ones. As you can tell, 50% chance of surviving at 1 HP is really good, especially if you're running into an enemy that will kill you quickly. You only equip one of them, unfortunately, so don't expect you can equip both of them in order to survive. It just matters what you can get. Unfortunately, the debuff resistance is lower because of, well, the fact that it's a secondary one that you get from the Dinosaurs. Let's try to get the debuff resistance to 300% at least. Alright, now I have near max. Ooh, wait. There you go. This is the strategy you want to do, and I got 300%. I actually have a 100% resistant gem now. I can actually equip them to 2 party members and be immune to all debuffs. This includes spikes, so yeah, really good. You get one of them. It does not count towards your debuff resist for topple, but it is better nonetheless. As you can tell now, this is a strategy involved that can actually work in my favor. I forgot to equip the man with the new Leonidas gauntlets. They're actually better than what he has equipped. So, yeah, pretty much. Let's see. What can I equip him with? I could give him debuff resist at 100%, but it's... actually, yeah, I'm going to give him that debuff resist 100%. That's at least good enough for him, and it's at least better for him. I could give him other equipment, but I don't like any of the equipment that's going to actually cause Dumbman to help him with this. None of these are actually good for him. Especially good footing. Good footing is actually terrible. I gotta wait until I get better ones. There's different cutlasses that you can get. The Leonidas series actually has the better cutlass. Actually, the best physical defensive cutlass. I recommend it outright because it's just better outright. The Gracefully Cutlass, unfortunately, is pretty bad, all things considered. It's not as good as the level that it has before. What are Lancelot boots? Right, it's because they're better, not as good as the Rodan boots. Technically speaking, the Leonidas arms is also better on Shulk. Actually, Lancelot arms is better. I'm gonna just equip that and then just give myself whatever I need. Well, I'm gonna go with 100% strength. Okay. I did lose the agility up, but I can just get better gear for that. I believe there's a Lancelot gear in this. Okay. I'm just gonna de-equip the stupid head because I really don't like it. There you go. That's much better on Shulk. Now let's get ourselves maximum agility. Agility 40. Okay. 30 again? Okay, whatever. I can just get the maximum agility when I need to. As you can tell, now I am pretty much immune to any debuff that hits me except for topple and daze spikes. Because it's actually going to be needed for something else in particular. Another thing is, I have to go after a certain area in particular in Valak Mountain. As much as I don't want to do this, I have no choice. In Valak Mountain, there are glorious Sobulos, and they are tough. They also drop the dang spike defense gems. So actually, if you want to go after spike defense, go after these things. They actually have dropped the item, and you're going to need it. It's actually ironic given the fact that these things drop the spike defense, and they have a very painful spike if you're not careful. So, yeah, pretty much. Hey, lose interest in me, please.
I'm fine, dumbass. But thanks for asking.
I wish I had a brother or sister. You guys look like a real family.
Well, you're basically like our baby brother.
What? Baby brother?
Be careful what you wish for.
Anyway, Final Marcus. A super boss. I broke my rule of no super bosses only because Final Marcus is the only super boss in the game that drops specific items that I need to get. Well, not the only enemy. There's supposed super bosses in this game is the easiest out of the bunch. It's the only one that can actually be toppled with a maximum topple rate. So let's just knock this thing down and actually get this one done because I'm going to need this in order to get a glyph from it. The glyph in particular is actually really good, and you're going to need this for the topple. No, I'm not going to go for this yet. I'm going to go for daze. Yeah, I was afraid to do it because the Nebula in particular will actually attack me if I'm not careful where it is, and it's the only few of the enemies that can actually be toppled repeatedly. Alright, maximum again. Extension again. Okay, max that. And then slit image. And then air slash. There we go. It has an area spike that's pretty much its only spike, though. It's not exactly that bad. If you're thinking immovable Gonzalez, that's pretty much the spike you get on it. I suppose I could kill it. Buster. You get an infinity coin, of course, but you also get a gold chest automatically. Now, this one contains... Oh, that's actually really good. Backslash. And it drops a stinking spike gem. Not good. Well, the backslash one in particular I actually like the most. Backslash is really good for Shulk in particular, given the fact that it's going to be his most used art, and it does the most damage. There are other art books I wanted to say to go after. However, I recommend more often than not if you're playing the Definitive Edition, don't go for those art books. Instead, just focus primarily on beating the game. Because this one in particular actually has access to the extra story. Being extra story actually unlocks something very good. Invited Solos is an enemy that respawns no matter what after you beat the quest. So yeah, let's just kill it. It has a spike, so don't bother toppling this thing. So pretty much, I want to kill this thing just in particular because it drops a silver chest no matter what though. There you go. Now, this is one of the few enemies that drops the Leonidas series. However, it did drop a Herrick's Top, which is another thing it can drop. I don't care for that. You're going to have to reload the area and constantly do that. Thankfully, that Sobulos respawns, as you can plainly see. Unfortunately, Glorious Sobulos respawned as well, and I don't care for them all that much, but it's not exactly too much of a worry. I'll cut ahead until I get the dang item drop. Because the Leonidas Cutlass is something you want to go after. Thankfully, these are guaranteed silver, as in they only needed silver chests in order to grab them. The gold one does not have it. There you go. We got Leonidas Plate from this thing. This is what I wanted to get. Leonidas Plate's really good. Atomic Driver as well. So, the Leonidas Plate in question actually is really good looking on Dumbman, for example. Watch what happens if I give him that. He has a cape now. Yep. And actually, this helps me way more, given the fact that I can actually equip the other strength gem and just max out my strength. However, as you can tell, not exactly perfect, given the fact I still need to go after certain things. Just go after it again. I'll be right back. And step further. Now I should be getting Ryan and Dumban going for top locking. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Back. No, 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 no. Why does this always happen? Abyssally and Zabazzy has the dang instant death spike I was talking about. Ay. Why? Why does Snowstorm have to happen again in game? Why? You know what? I expected that to happen. Honestly, I should have expected it. At least now, once you reset the time out of a snowstorm, the Abyssally leaves. But now I have to do the whole thing again. How fun. Really, that's the one time I was not expecting a stinging snowstorm to happen. I don't know why it happened again. I honestly expected me having to go through and show off Abyssally Ancestry. I might as well talk about Abyssally. It's a unique monster super boss that actually has a very mean spike of dang instant death. No, I am not kidding. So the instant death spike in particular is nasty. So this is why you want debuff resist at maximum. That's why you don't get hit by the instant death spike. Otherwise, you're getting killed instantaneously, and it's not fun. So you want to also make sure you particularly make sure you don't care about the days, because that unique monster and another unique monster are immune to days outright. Yeah, I'm not joking. Being immune to days is obnoxious, but at least it's the case. It also has a half topple duration cut in half. For example, if I toppled it once, it would only be 0.5 seconds. If I toppled it twice, 3 seconds. And as you can tell, well, Marcus is getting beaten around like a pinata, so yeah, that's pretty easy. I'm not really worried too much about Mount Marcus. And as you saw, level 120 is very mean. If you're not set up properly, that thing's gonna kill you. Finally got the second one. That took forever. So when you get that last cliff, I'm gonna go ahead and just get the off-screen this last thing I need to do, because it's just Appy's killing, and I hate Appy's killing, so it doesn't really matter all that thing in the grand scheme of things. So be right back, because I need to do it. Finally completed it. Good grief, it took at least twice times to do it. We're pretty much done with everything else now. I'm pretty much cleared out on everything else on quest-wise, given the fact the only thing left is Replica Monado. Now, we need to go back to Colony 6 and get the last things we need to do. So, I forgot to get 100% the entirety of the Collectopedia for Prison Island. I'll be right back after I deal with that, because that's literally the thing I hate the most going after. You need to go after every single Collectopedia item in this area, particularly because this is actually the last area in the game, and you need to complete it for an achievement. Getting all of them is good, and also the ones you get from the in-BIOS interior, as well as this one, Prison Island, has one of the better rewards that you get from it. Damage Transport in particular has 3 of them, if memory serves me correctly. Yes, I was correct. Alright, good. There's also ones in the arena. Now, the arena is interesting. I can actually talk about it, given the fact we're already here. The arena is unique because if you try to save in the arena itself, it does not allow you. See? For whatever reason, I'm denied being able to save in the arena. Now, there is a unique dang bug that it's going to be a pain in the neck to grab, and it's known as Emperor Beetle. It's going to be a pain. I have to hope and pray I get it, otherwise I'm leaving the area, saving the game, coming back, rinse and repeat. Thankfully, though, the save game can just be auto-saved. I don't care that much. The arena is the main area where it drops, and it's a pain in the neck to go after, especially when it's not dropping. Although it seems my luck is just going for parts right now. Will you stop with white clovers? I've never gotten enough of them. Ooh, not a very funny monkey. Darn Cam. Lightning Weasel. What next? Sandy Moss. Boo. Arena again. That pretty much ran out. Sandy Moss again. Ay. There is an Emperor Beetle usually in this area, but I tend to just get annoyed when the game decides to not let me get the item. I've had to do this several times in order to do it, and I hate... There you go! Now I'm messing a fruit. Well, great. Hi, Tootie. I'm Fruity. I read the Cordis at least 3 separate times because of this nonsense of just trying to get everything done, and it's just sucking that the fact that the game likes messing with me. Is that the one I was looking for? There we go. Let's start the fruit category. The fruit category in particular actually gives you something good. The first one, category completion, is a break 5. Great if you want to get break off a normal auto attack. It's good for that purpose. Angry. Now the animal category, completing this one gives you access to a good footing. Not that too good, but whatever. The Senorita Scarab and the Emperor Beetle for the bug category in this area gives you access to agility of 5. Really good to get if you want more agility. The nature category in particular also gives you another good one, which is it contains a strength of 5. If you don't have the ability to get the good gem for that, you can get it from the free one here. The parts category, unfortunately, is not exactly too good, because the one they drop is a Leonidas Cutlass with no slots. Blue Blood and Blue Glow. Then now we have the last bit of the category. Strange gives you Ether of 5. At maximum, you get access to another Leonidas plate, which is no slotted. Yeah, no slots kind of suck. This is why you want to go after that dang dragon. It's why you wanted to go after it and why I recommended that you grind on that dragon just so that way you can get it. The best strategy, of course, being Ricky by himself, using yoink every few seconds. If you max out the 4 amount of items you get, for example, if he says rare item and rare item, but he says nothing else with the ooh shiny, and he just gets normal items because of course he does. On occasion you can get infinite amounts, however the rarer ones the game only loads up to 4 unless it knows. So yeah, pretty much. Let's just get this done and dusted with this Colony 6 one. First things first, get the Ras Replica Monado. So you have gathered the necessary materials. I will get to work immediately. I have finished. The Monado Dogma offers a higher critical hit rate, but the materials used to increase the blade's output. The high critical hit rate comes at the cost of the lower defense. I hope this weapon gives you the strength and power to succeed. For completing this quest, you get Monado Dogma, which has the highest crit rate of any of the Monado right now. Or of the Replica Monado, at least. Now, the Dogma in particular has 2 slots, so that's a downside to it. It is design-wise pretty good looking, all things considered, given the fact I like its design more than the other Monados. But it's similar to the Monado Rudra, so not exactly too different. Actually, Monado Saga. Saga and this one are actually the opposite of each other. This one focuses on defense, this one focuses on offense. As you can tell, 25 crit rate naturally is pretty good, all things considered, but it's not exactly something I recommend. 50% crit rate is great in theory, but I wouldn't recommend it because there's a better weapon in the game that actually is better than Dogma crit rate, and it's actually better than all the other Monados. I'll explain that when we get to the bonus videos. So, last thing we need to do, of course, is get the last for the other category. The other category's last items in particular can be given only from a particular person here in Colony 6. Yeah, Colony 6 has 3 of them. So, go to Joral over here.
Hello.
Trade of them. They have the Love Source. The Love Source is what they were working on when the whole Strange Smoke, and that's actually what technically backwards one. You have to go after super bosses. As you can tell, its trade value is very high. Nothing you have besides the glyphs that actually trades for it evenly. See you. And then you need another one. You need at least 2 to complete this. If you want to go for achievements like I do, I'm going to just recommend if you do it. Don't trade a Love Source for a Love Source. It's a waste of time. See you. And that's both of them. Now let's get the other category out of the way. Putting the Love Source in, completing the other category gives you access to the Critical Up 5 gem, which gives you an 18% crit rate, which means, technically speaking, if you want to equip Dogma, you can get 68% crit. It's useful in a vacuum. For completing the entirety of it, you get Aggro Down 5, which is a disappointing last resort, because Aggro Down is not exactly that good. Well, at least unless you have more tanks that actually do their tanking job really well. So, that's pretty much it. There's also the fact you get a special reward, which is a Stamp of Insanity, once you complete the entirety of the Collectopedia. Now, the last thing you need to do is give the Love Source to someone. I'm not kidding. Oh, that's why. It was on quest items. No wonder I couldn't get anything. Now, you need to go to the affinity chart and gift this to anyone. You can do anyone, whatever the case. It doesn't matter which one you gift it to. Just matters what you decide to go for. Personally speaking, I'm going to increase somebody who's low in affinity to max out their affinity. You can give them the love source to anyone. Try this. Doing this maxes it out with 100 points. It does not reach the maximum of the points needed to upgrade the affinity, but it is better nonetheless. For example, if you want to know how close I am to the max, it's difficult to determine whether or not you're close to the max, so it's not easy. But however, as you can tell, it took a little bit of hearts to do so. Technically speaking, 125 is the max you need to get for hearts in order to get maximum to the next heart level, so actually pretty good. For giving someone their item for the love source, you get love at first bite. Yeah, pretty much that's all you need to get. So, we're finally done. We've pretty much completed every side quest in the game. The skill tree, I have another one just because they're, well, another one. As well as the fact that I managed to get the affinity for that. Very good. So, there is a few more things I need to do off-screen myself. I'm going to do that off-screen personally because I'm not going to waste everyone's time with it. So, outright speaking, I'm also going to do the heart-to-hearts by myself and record all of them in bulk. There is a heart-to-heart I want to do just to end this off, given the fact that I want to end it off on that heart-to-heart in particular. It's actually one of my more favorite heart-to-hearts, and that's why I want to end it off. As you can tell from the distance, the Mechonis is pretty much it's been topped off, literally. Well, you don't believe me? The Mechonis used to be right there. If you change the time to daytime, it's actually easier to see, if you want to be honest. Because it blends into the surroundings too much. As you can tell, it's been topped off completely. Yeah, that's what happens when Zanza decided to hit it. Renew determination. Shulk, you remember that day? You know, the day we set out on this whole joint adventure? Yeah, how could I forget? It's unforgettable, alright. All that stuff happened all at once. No one could have predicted it. It makes me wonder, though. What if I already figured out the Minato before then? Could have been very different. I know what happened, but so many people have gone through so much pain. I wish I could have prevented it all. I know how you feel, but what's with all the negativity? I can't help it. Think of all the people we lost. Too many if you ask me. You're not wrong. We lost Egil just as we were coming to an understanding. But don't you get the feeling it was always going to be that way? He seemed satisfied at the end. Like he had done everything he could. He gave his all for us, and he gave us hope. Of course he did. And to think, he had it in for us all when he saved us. That shocked me almost as much as you. But that's why we can't give up, so Egil's sacrifice wasn't in vain. We're gonna win this one, Shulk, for Egil. And we won't forget the others who've given their lives. We'll make them proud. A new future in their name. That's our promise to them. And that no one will ever have to suffer through this again. I'm right there with you, Shulk. Yeah, it's a heart-to-heart I really like the most. It also has a heart affinity one, so yeah, it's kind of hard to get that one. So, that's it. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles, though, we are finally gonna go to where we need to go next. And end this off. Once and for all. See you all next time.